What is the real estate market going to look like in 2025? The question I get asked most is, what's going to happen in the world of real estate in 2025? So why don't we get out that crystal ball and rub it and see if we can get an answer? Well, why don't we look at what the experts are saying? So the experts at Redfin, Fannie Mae, and Pulseonomics, three of the leading experts in the world of real estate research, tell us that in 2025, they're expecting to see home values go up somewhere in the 3 to 5% range, and they're also seeing the amount of sales go up. So that will be continuing to drive our market in 2025. So another expert is the National Association of Realtors and our chief economist, Lawrence Yu. He's phenomenal, and of course he spends all day, every day researching what's going to happen or what has happened and what he expects to happen in the coming years ahead. So in 2025, Lawrence Yu is also projecting an increase in values and an increase in the number of sales. He's not quite as optimistic as the other three, but he is expecting that bump and for prices to continue to rise in 2025 and more sales to happen, which is an exciting time for the upcoming year in real estate. Now, one of those things that impacts the market are interest rates. What's going to happen with interest rates? Well, boy, if we all knew that, wouldn't we know the secret sauce to real estate? But what the experts are saying is they're expecting the rates to stay just about the same or maybe go down just a hair. So please, if you're waiting on that 3 to 4% interest rate, it's not coming back anytime soon. As a matter of fact, I don't know that we would ever see that again. So you might want to consider looking at a purchase right now. So according to Freddie Mac, another advisor, and they focus a lot on interest rates, they're saying that they expect the 30-year mortgage rate to stay about the same. It may go down just a little bit, but it's not going to change a whole lot. So we're expecting to be in that 6 range, sixes, and not much lower. So if you're out there waiting, you're the potential buyer, and you're waiting on that 3 to 4% interest rate, well, you might be waiting like a really, really, really long time, like 100 years. I don't know, but it doesn't appear that that's coming anytime soon. Now let's talk a little bit more about home price rise. It's going to be moderate. It's going to be in that 4 to 5 to 6% increase in value over 25, according to what the experts are saying. That's very different than what we saw post-pandemic, when in 2021 values were jumping 15, 20% and more. And so we're back to a more realistic increase, which is what we expect, especially right here in western upstate South Carolina. Now, another expert is CoreLogic, and I know we're hitting a lot of experts, but there are probably 4 or 5 that I pay really close attention to, but one of those is CoreLogic, and CoreLogic is a little more optimistic, and their optimism is on increase in values, and they're seeing that values may increase as much as 9% in 2025. Now, if I were that guy and I was putting that information out, I would qualify it. So what I do think will happen is we're going to probably see pockets or areas of the country that will see 9% increase in values, primarily because of limited inventory. But I also think we'll see pockets of the country that may only see 1 or 2%, hence giving you that 4 to 6% average. So of course, with understanding what these experts are saying, and they're expecting increase in values and also the number of sales to increase, that means we're going to stay in a seller's market. And so for you buyers, what that means is sellers that get their home ready and get it prepared for market and price it correctly, price it at market value, their homes are going to sell very, very quickly, and they're not going to do a lot of negotiating. And so you want to be prepared, if you're a buyer, to get into the market and make that offer and get that property secured if you're looking to buy in 2025. So a couple questions I want to answer for you. One is, should I buy in 2025? I think the answer to that is yes. I think the answer is, if you're in a situation or you're financially capable of buying, or you have a life change, whether you're gotten a new job or you're relocating or your family's expanding and you need more space, or you're at that point in life where it's time to downsize, then absolutely you want to buy in 2025, because keep in mind what we just talked about, values are continuing to go up. If they're continuing to go up, that just means you're getting further behind the curve if you're not acting now. Another question that I want to answer specifically is, and somebody asked me this just the other day, is did I think mortgage rates will drop in 2025? What I really think will happen is we're going to see some minor volatility in the rates, right? So there's some unknowns out there. We've got a new president taking over. We all hope he does some great things financially, but will that impact mortgage rates? And so what I think, because of that uncertainty, we're going to see some what I would call minor volatility, or rates are going to go up for a little bit and then down for a little bit and up for a little bit and down for a little bit. They're not going to be super consistent, but what I don't expect is huge changes. I don't expect to see a 3 or 4% interest rate at all, and I don't expect to see that for a long period of time, if not ever. So if you're capable of buying and your circumstances dictate that you want to buy or need to buy, then I would definitely recommend buying, because keep this in mind. If you buy your home now and interest rates for whatever reason do drop, they do go down somewhat significantly. Let's say you get an interest rate of 6.875 and they drop to 6, you can always refinance and you can get into that better rate, and you're already in your dream home. So you get the best of both worlds. So another question I want to ask, and somebody truly walked up to me and said that they thought this was going to happen in 2025, but they said that they thought it was going to. That there was going to be a lot more houses on the market and that they thought things were going to change dramatically. And I asked them why, and they couldn't tell me. I think it's just what they were hoping would happen, right? They might be in a position to invest in real estate, but I don't see it happening. There's nothing out there that indicates that there's going to be any type of crash, meaning prices coming down in the market or interest rates coming down in the market or foreclosures coming onto the market. There is nothing in the market or the economy or what's going on inside the United States that would indicate that there's a crash coming. And so if you're waiting on that, again, just like if you're waiting on that 3 to 4% interest rate, you're probably going to be waiting for a really long time. If it ever happens again, I'm predicting that it probably won't ever happen again, because mortgage lenders have been much more stringent in their mortgage, agreeing to give you a mortgage, so there's a lot less chance of weird things or bad things happening in the real estate market. So what am I looking for? Again, I'm looking for a slight increase in the number of sales. So the number of people out buying, the demand is going to be there. Our inventory is relatively low. It's really low in the western upstate of South Carolina. New construction coming on the market will kind of help that, but it's not going to swing the market. It's just going to give you as a buyer another opportunity to find a home to purchase. The other thing I'm expecting, aside from home prices going up, is the number of homes that will be sold. We had a good year in 2024 in western upstate South Carolina, but I expect a better year. I expect more homes to be purchased, more homes to be sold in 2025, and I don't expect a big change in interest rates. So with all that being said, the real question is it the right time for you to buy or sell your home? And to have those questions answered. So if you want to figure out if it is the right time for you to buy or sell, reach out to us here at the Les Walden Real Estate Team. We know the right questions to ask you. We can help you get to the right answers so that you can make the right decision for you and your family and move forward, whether it is buying, selling, or just saying, you know, it's not the right time for me. If you'll reach out to us, we would love to have that conversation and be right there with you to walk that path, no matter what it might be.